In the small remote town of Clarksville, Kentucky, the memory of the Clovehitch killer still haunts its residents. The killer, who earned his name from his favorite knot, stopped killing over a decade ago, but the fear lingers. Every year, the town holds a memorial for the victims led by Pastor Randy to honor their families and friends. 16-year-old Tyler Burnside lives in this town with his devoutly Christian family. His father, Don, is a handyman and troop leader of the Clarksville Rangers, with Tyler being an active member. The family includes Tyler's mother, Cindy, and his younger sister, Susie. Tyler's uncle Rudy, Don's brother, lives in an elderly care facility, and the family takes care of him. One day, after a meeting with the scouts, Don mentions that work has been slow and that Uncle Rudy's insurance has increased. This means Tyler won't be able to attend the leadership camp that would help with his college application. Despite being disappointed, Tyler understands the need to prioritize family. That evening, Tyler sneaks into his parents' bedroom to take his father's truck keys and meets up with Amy, a girl he likes from church. They share a kiss in an empty parking lot, but Amy finds a disturbing picture of a woman in bondage in the truck. Tyler quickly denies that it's his, but feels embarrassed as Amy grows uneasy and asks to be taken home. The next day, the family attends church, and Tyler notices that Amy is giving him strange looks. After the service, Billy, one of his churchmates and fellow scout member, tells Tyler about a girl who keeps investigating the Clovehitch killings every year. Tyler dismisses it at first, but Billy makes unsettling remarks about the girl. Their conversation is cut short when Tyler's mom calls them to leave, but Tyler continues to feel uneasy. At home, Tyler receives a text from Billy, telling him that Amy has told the entire school about the photo incident. Later that day, the family attends the memorial for the Clovehitch victims. After the service, Tyler confronts Amy, assuring her that the photo isn't his. Amy insists she only told one person, not expecting it to spread. As she leaves, Cassie, a strange girl from church, approaches Tyler. She mentions the photo, and Tyler becomes frustrated, walking away. Later, Tyler sneaks into his father's shed, driven by curiosity about the photo. He finds nothing at first, but then discovers a loose floorboard. Inside the hidden compartment, he uncovers a box full of bondage magazines and a Polaroid photo of a woman named Nora, tied up and gagged. The photo has a disturbing caption, "Nora, Lucky's favorite." Terrified, Tyler quickly hides the photo and box. Don soon returns home and heads to the shed, noticing the lock has been tampered with. Later that night, Tyler can't stop thinking about the photo and the eerie connection to the Clovehitch killings. He goes online and looks up the name Nora Devlin, discovering that she was one of the victims. His mind races as he becomes more paranoid. Just then, his mother catches him researching and sends him to have a talk with his father about his late-night activities. In the shed, Don talks to Tyler about the struggles of being a teenager and how he understands his confusing feelings, though Tyler is left more confused than before. Trying to clear his name, Tyler goes to Billy, explaining that the photo isn't his. Billy dismisses him, uninterested. Frustrated, Tyler turns to Cassie for help and follows her into the woods. She agrees to meet him later and gives him a box full of case evidence and a book written by her grandmother, who worked on the Clovehitch case. Cassie tells Tyler that every serial killer has a signature, and the Clovehitch killer had a distinctive method: entry points, elaborate knots, and the Clovehitch tied to each victim's house. Cassie doesn't believe the killer has stopped and is determined to expose his weakness. Tyler lies to his family, telling them he's volunteering as a tutor, while in reality, he's working with Cassie to investigate the case. As the investigation deepens, Don starts to suspect Tyler is lying about where he's been. One day, he confronts Tyler, telling him he knows he's been sneaking out to meet his girlfriend. Don orders Tyler to invite Cassie to dinner and pretend everything is normal. Tyler reluctantly invites Cassie over, asking her to keep the investigation a secret. At dinner, Cassie connects well with Tyler's parents, but on the way home, she jokes about whether Tyler thinks his dad is the Clovehitch killer. Tyler is horrified by the suggestion and tells her about the disturbing photos, magazines, and the Polaroid he found in his father's belongings. Later that night, Cassie knocks on Tyler's window, saying she discovered that the fifth victim received a note a week before her death. They head to the shed again, but when they open the floorboard, the box is gone. However, Cassie finds a piece of paper with a disturbing blueprint of what looks like a dungeon. She takes a picture of it, and Tyler checks the crawl space in his house, where he uncovers a small, hidden room. Inside, he finds more disturbing evidence: magazines, grotesque sketches, and a tin box full of driver's licenses. To his horror, he discovers that Nora Devlin's license is among them. Tyler realizes with dread that his father, Don, is the Clovehitch killer. The next day, Don insists they go camping and Tyler, though reluctant, agrees. As they camp, Don cleans his rifle and asks Tyler if he's told anyone about the investigation. Tyler tries to deny it, but eventually admits he knows about the box and the evidence. Don confesses that the box belonged to Uncle Rudy, and when they were younger, both he and Rudy had a disturbing interest in bondage photos. Over time, Don stopped, but Rudy became more obsessed. The family had to intervene, and Rudy attempted suicide after the intervention. Don defends himself, saying he had meant to destroy the magazines but never found the right time. He apologizes to Tyler, who is still confused. Back home, Don burns the magazines, photos, and driver's licenses, hoping to destroy the evidence and put the past behind them. Tyler watches, unsure if this is the right thing to do. The next day, Tyler attends a knot-tying class with his father, pretending everything is normal. Later, he talks to Cassie, who is angry at him for ditching her. She's figured out that the blueprint was for the Burnsides' house, and she's even gone into their crawl space. Tyler insists it wasn't him, but Cassie doesn't believe him. Meanwhile, Billy taunts her, and Tyler defends her, resulting in a fight. Tyler is sent to Pastor Randy, who reprimands him for his behavior. Tyler arrives home and finds an apology note from Cassie stuck to his window. The following morning, Tyler heads to his leadership retreat, a trip his father managed to fund for him. As Tyler bids his family farewell, he feels uneasy as he gets onto the bus. With Tyler away, Don suggests to his wife, Cindy, that she and Susie should visit her grandmother. Cindy agrees, taking a week or two off, and they make the plan together. The next morning, Don waves Cindy and Susie goodbye, finally left alone to carry out his secretive intentions. Don goes about his day, mingling with the locals and doing some shopping. While at the grocery store, he meets a woman in the frozen food section and watches her closely, following her all the way to her house. Once home, he digs out his old equipment, including his Polaroid camera. He sets up the camera in his living room, putting on a woman's outfit, complete with a mask and wig. He then steps into the bedroom, eyes falling on the dresses laid out on the bed. Just as he prepares for his next move, the doorbell rings. Quickly, Don changes his clothes and opens the door to find Cassie, who's come looking for Tyler. Don tells her Tyler is away at the leadership program. He then asks if she wants a picture, and Cassie agrees. After taking her photo, Cassie leaves after receiving a call from her father. Don, now alone, inspects the pictures he's taken. Frustrated, he slams them on the bed, throwing a tantrum. He was supposed to enjoy these moments, to savor his killings, but things aren't going as planned. Everything feels out of control, and he hates it. After regaining his composure, Don drives to the woman's house. In her backyard, he inspects the vent leading to her basement, tying a Clovehitch knot around one of her pipes. Later, he attends a church service with his brother, then spends time with the scouts. Returning home, he prepares all the tools necessary for his killings and checks in with his wife. That night, Don sneaks into the woman's house through the basement window and quietly makes his way upstairs. Hovering over her as she sleeps, he relishes the moments before making his move. When the woman wakes up, Don immediately threatens her with a gun, ordering her to stay quiet. He tells her he's just robbed a bank and demands the keys to her car. As the terrified woman shakes, Don grabs her purse and takes her keys and driver's license. He then forces her to grab his bag and follow him to her bedroom, where he ties her up. The woman cries out in pain as the ropes cut into her skin, but Don is unfazed. In his lucky persona, he strangles her with pantyhose, pinning her to the bed. After a while, he drags a chair into the room, sitting in front of the bound woman. He takes her underwear and uses it to tie a plastic bag over her head. With a twisted sense of satisfaction, he takes a picture of her. Suddenly, Tyler, his son, bursts into the room with a rifle aimed at Don. It turns out Tyler never went to the leadership program after all. In a flashback, we see Tyler earlier receiving the apology note from Cassie. They meet at Nora Devlin's house, where Tyler expresses his desire to put an end to the Clovehitch mystery. He follows Cassie into the abandoned house, and she explains how the killer had entered the basement and murdered Nora. Tyler is overwhelmed and walks out, but Cassie insists she only wants to know the truth. She believes her mother was one of the Clovehitch killer's victims, but no one would listen to her. Tyler, slowly realizing the connection, admits that his father once told him Uncle Rudy was the Clovehitch killer, but after a suicide attempt, he stopped. Cassie reveals she found rope fibers identical to those used in the Clovehitch killings, fueling her belief that her mother was a victim. Tyler now realizes that Cassie's fears might be true. Cassie shares her mother's name was Crystal, and Tyler remembers seeing a license belonging to a Crystal Harper in his father's possession, confirming the awful truth. Determined to uncover the full story, Tyler and Cassie set a plan in motion. After Tyler leaves for his leadership program, he secretly gets off the bus and heads to Cassie's house. Together, they begin following Don, watching his every move. They track him to the grocery store, where Tyler observes Don's unsettling behavior toward a woman. Later, Tyler sneaks into the house, installs a GPS tracker on his father's phone, and hides as Don comes in. He watches in horror as his father dresses up in women's clothing. Tyler sends a message to Cassie, and she rushes to help. With the tracker in hand, they continue monitoring Don, and eventually track him back to the woman's house. They break into the basement window and discover the woman from the supermarket lives there. Cassie points out that Don tied a Clovehitch knot to the pipe outside. The next night, as they wait for Don to make his move, Tyler and Cassie discover Don has left his phone at home. With Don's car parked outside the woman's house, they break in once more and move stealthily through the home. With a rifle in hand, Tyler and Cassie sneak through the house, determined to catch his father in the act. Tyler finally confronts his father in the bedroom. Don, furious, orders him to hand over the gun. After a tense standoff, Tyler hesitates, but eventually, he reluctantly hands over the rifle. Don then points the weapon at Tyler, pulling the trigger, but it's empty. Tyler lunges at him, and a brutal struggle ensues. Just when it seems Don will overpower him, Cassie intervenes, striking Don with a lamp. Don collapses and Cassie hits him again, knocking him unconscious. With Don now out cold, Cassie tries to call the police, but Tyler stops her. They both know the truth. Don's actions will never be connected to the Clovehitch killings. Don is gone, and his death will remain a mystery. Weeks later, Cindy, Tyler's mother, is on the brink of a breakdown. She remains unaware of the true nature of her husband and son's actions. At the community center, Pastor Randy delivers the tragic news that Don's body has been found. Later, Tyler meets Cassie again. They agree to stay silent about what happened, knowing the police will never be able to tie the evidence together. Tyler returns home to find his mother still in the dark, telling him about the police wanting to speak with him. She breaks down, and Tyler comforts her. After the funeral, Tyler delivers a speech in honor of his father, speaking lies to the crowd. Only he and Cassie know the truth, the real nature of the monster that was his father. Tyler knows that he and Cassie took Don into the woods, set him up as if he were cleaning his gun, and that Tyler's hand pulled the trigger, ending his father's twisted reign of terror. I hope you enjoyed this story, my friend. To watch more, click on my recommendations on the right next. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to return for future uploads. Grab your popcorn, enjoy yourself, and see you soon, my friend.